Okay, so I get why you want to ditch Tmux. You want to be able to create branches on the fly and create a brand new work tree for it. You want a snazzy sidebar where you can see what your agents are doing, if they're currently working, if they've got a question for you, if they're completed. You want to be able to open a dashboard where you can quickly go through all your agents that are running and go through all your work trees that are open. And you want to copy your env variables and symlink other files that otherwise would need to be done manually. Well guys, I hate to break it to you, but everything I've just shown you was actually inside of Tmux. And it's done with a tool called Workmux. Okay, so what is Workmux? Well, Workmux is basically just a work tree manager that works with multiple terminal multiplexers. So you can use it with Tmux, you can use it with Zellige, you can use it with the Kitty sessions and Westterm sessions. So the idea is not trying to reinvent the wheel and create its own multiplexer. It's just building onto the one you already own, the one you already use on a daily basis. But why would you want to use work trees anyway? Well, I'll give you a couple of scenarios. Let's say you're currently working on a feature, but you've also got a branch that's currently waiting for code reviews. Well, what are you going to do when the code reviews come in? Are you going to stash your changes for your current branch, check out the old branch, make the code review changes, and then go back to what you was working on? That's a lot of cognitive overload, right? Or are you going to commit the changes on your current branch and then swap to the other one and then swap back and lose all the unstaged context? Like I said, there's a couple of ways to do it, but work trees, in my opinion, is the most elegant. So how do you add a work tree natively? Well, you just do git-worktrees add, the place you want in the work tree, and then the branch you want. And you run that, and then now, if you go to that location, and now you've got a fresh, clean slate where you can work on this branch without interrupting your changes that you're currently working on in the other branch. Now this is cool, but there are some annoying things. For example, my environment variables haven't carried across, and my node modules haven't carried across in this particular project. So there's a couple of ways you can do that. You can link the node modules, you can link the environment variables. If you're going to change the environment variables, then you might want to do a copy instead. But as you can see, there's a couple of extra steps you have to do for each work tree to ensure you've got everything you need, such as the node modules, the environment variable, and whatever else your project needs to actually run that isn't committed to Git. So in Workmux, you can have a repository level configuration. For example, you might want to copy your env files in your JavaScript projects, but when you're working with other languages, you might want to do different files and things like that. So this is the type of configuration that you would probably set in your repository level, but then you might have a global one for just the other behaviors that you want to configure, which we'll get onto later. So for now, let's just quickly go through what this does. So we're just saying the files we want to copy and the files we want to symlink for this project, and then we're going to open a new Tmux window. A window in Tmux is just at the bottom here, 1, 2, 3, these are all different windows. And then we're going to tell the windows we want you to open in one pane, neilvim, and then we want you to open pnpm run dev in another pane. So if I just do workmux add, and I put testing 1, 2, 3, for example, it should make a branch called testing 1, 2, 3, and it should make it as a new window down at the bottom here. Let's do it. And as you can see, the new window was created down at the bottom. We're in the testing 1, 2, 3 branch. We've got neilvim open here, and we've got pnpm run dev that happened here. And as you can see, if I open this, our env file was copied, same with this one, and the node modules were linked. And that is how frictionless it is to set up work trees with Workmux. And that on its own, with no AI features, is perfect for me. Just being able to swap, when someone's done a code review, and just being able to quickly swap back to the branch you were on, make the changes, then come back, it's such a breeze. There's no friction at all. My personal preferred way to do this, though, is with sessions, because I don't want tons of Tmux windows open. I prefer to have things separated on a session level. So for that, it's as simple as just changing the mode to session, and then instead of having the panes configured, you do windows, and then with the panes that you want in each window. So for example, when I open a new session now, in number 1, it should have editor, which will run the neilvim command. In the second one, it will have server, which will run pnpm run dev. And that will be in 1 and 2. And because we wrote focus true here, this first one will be focused. Let's quickly test that out. So this time we're doing workmux add testing 1, 2, 3, 4, and boom. As you can see, we have 1, 2. We're in the branch testing 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I go up to 2, it's around pnpm run dev here. Go back to 1, neilvim's obviously here. Perfect. And I've not even covered everything yet. There's tons of commands here. Workmux Sidebar, which will open the sidebar on the side, which will show all the agents that we currently have running. If I quickly run one, for example, it'll show it here, the repo name, the branch name, the current diff. And if we have multiple repos open, it'll show them all there. And you can easily swap between them by clicking or navigating your own Tmux way. You can run the command Workmux Dashboard and check out the dashboard where you can see the projects you've got running, the work and the agents that are running, the work trees that you currently have checked out locally. And it's also got some pretty cool features, such as if I add a new thing to copy in here. So let's say I add a new env file, env.testing, and add to the Workmux. Yep, we want to add env testing as well. I can just do the command workmux sync files all, and it's going to sync to all of the work trees we currently have for this repo, and it's going to reapply the symlinks. So if we swap over now to the end-to-end testing one, for example, we open up near them, as you can see, it's now added env testing, and I didn't have to do anything. So if I later change the configuration for what files need to go in the work trees, it's very easy to do that. Now, I think feature-wise, I've covered what I wanted to. I mean, you can basically configure Workmux to open the windows exactly how you want. You can make it so it'll open it with vertical splits. You can make it look however you want. But now we're going to add some sauce. So obviously, this is Tmux, so you can do Tmux things. So for example, you notice that all the Workmux stuff is just terminal commands, right? Well, that means you can put keybinds to it. So I've got the keybind, which is my Tmux prefix key and W, which then brings up this little mini menu for me. So I can just say, yeah, I want to add something. I type the branch name, and boom, it's just put me straight in the new branch name. It's run the command in the background, and it's obviously got everything set up. And yeah, I've basically got everything I need here in this little mini menu that I made with a Tmux script. I'll quickly talk you through that if you want to have a look. So for example, in Tmux, you can set up something called a display menu, which basically is something that pops up a little hovering menu where you can set those options, which is triggered by the second key press. So for example, I've added A to do a little pop-up terminal that runs the script workmux add branch. And if I quickly go over to that file, you'll see it's just a bash script that just prints branch, reads the branch back that the user enters, and then just runs the command workmux add branch. Simple, right? Similarly, I've got another script that pulls in the branches from GitHub or your Git, and then lets you select from them if you don't want to create like a fresh one. So basically all that does is if I do add with branch, it's going to pull the branches from GitHub. And this is my dot file, so I've got like the main branch and the old branch. And as you can see, it's populated them so I can just select one, and then it will then open the Workmux session with that. And then I've just got another one that just opens the Workmux sessions that we have in the current repository as a list. So for example, if I just open it now, we only have this one in my dot files, but in other ones, I will have a list here of all the work trees that I have for the repo, and I can quickly swap between the ones that I currently already have open. Similarly, I have a dashboard one, which basically just pops a floating window with the dashboard like that. It's similar to what I have for LazyGit, which is just like a pop-up terminal. Nice and easy to make. And then the sidebar just literally runs the shell command because it's like a toggle. So yeah, the beauty of Workmux is that I can do everything that I currently do in Tmux the way I want to. So I've still got all my Tmux sessionizer, so I can swap between all my Tmux sessions. And all my Tmux configuration that I've built over the years of using it can stay in place. So let me know what you think. Are you still going to ditch Tmux, or are you going to stick around? I'll see you in the next video.